Hey guys, welcome to tier ranking every single book that I read in 2024. This past year I read 50 books, I believe. My goal was 40, and that's because this past year was my first calendar year of uni. Now I think in like 2020, 2021, or 2021, 2022, 2023 I read like 90-ish books each year. This year I knew it was going to be a lot less because the last few months of 2023 I started uni, so I could already see how few books I read in comparison, and like also second year is a lot more. So I was like, you know what, I'm not putting my goal at like 80 like I normally do or something. I'm gonna drop her because I know I will not have time while doing readings for uni, writing essays, and also just like even the spare time I do have, I can't be reading. Like my brain is dead. Like I'm so tired. That's also why I read a lot more audiobooks this year than physical books. I actually low-key have decided that I hate audiobooks. For me personally, I can't connect to them. Like I just fully disassociate from the words that I hear. Like when I listen to songs and podcasts and audiobooks, like if I'm not paying attention, I'm not hearing anything. So like when I listen to an audiobook, I'm gonna most likely rank it a lot lower, not because it's worse, not because I necessarily would have connected to it worse if I had read it physically. I just didn't hear half of the things that were being told to me. I missed a bunch of parts. I'm not connecting because I'm not like reading these nice lines and stuff. So 2025, I definitely want to read a lot less audiobooks. This has nothing to do with this video. Let's get into my rankings. We're gonna do it like one by one chronologically. Okay, let me actually start screen recording. Where is the screen recording button? There we go. Okay, this year was definitely, I would say, kind of odd with books. I just, because of uni life as well, I read a lot more romance than I normally do and that I would normally like. Like I'm definitely not the biggest romance reader in the sense of like how much I enjoy them. I'm definitely more of like a literary fiction, fantasy, and like classics. Read 0 classics this year. Let me just put that out there. Read 0 classics this year, which I think is really horrific. But you know what? It happens to the best of us. This year was just weird, and I think it would be funny to document that through my tier list because like I didn't really talk about books that much this year. I didn't have a lot of reading vlogs, so we're gonna get into that. Okay, firstly, I read By a Thread by Lucy Score. I actually really enjoyed this book. I think it's like about 500 pages, which is like really long for a romance, but I think it worked. If I remember correctly, and I actually read this book, ebook, right? So like I remember more. Like I simply don't remember audiobooks. He is like some CEO, top exec, son of a CEO in a fashion company or some kind of company. I'm assuming fashion because it's called By a Thread and there's a dress on the cover. I honestly can't remember. And she is looking for a job in that area, and they have like a bad interaction when they first meet, but then his mom, who I think is the CEO, like is also there for their first interaction and thinks she's really funny and witty and wants to give her a shot. So she hires her for the company and then things kind of blossom. I actually really like this. Oh yeah, I didn't even say what my tiers are. So first we have Injected into My Veins Please, which means I want this injected into my veins. I need this to live with me forever. The second is Ate This Up But Not God tier. So like 4 point somethings, like really good. But like I'm not thinking about it 24/7. I don't need it to like live in my being. Then we have I'd Recommend But Haven't Thought Twice. So like a book that I enjoyed, but like I'm not thinking twice. I think they're quite self-explanatory. Then we have We're Rooting For You. You know, I just expected better. It's not necessarily a bad read. I just thought it was gonna be a lot better than it was. Do not remember reading this means do not remember reading this. Sadly, I do have to say that that's gonna be a lot of audiobooks, which isn't their fault at all. Some of them I think will just be books that I didn't particularly enjoy. I truly couldn't tell you a single thing about this book or when I read it. Then we have Should Have DNF'd. should have DNF'd. There are some books on here that I really should have DNF'd. Maybe I would have read more books, had more injected into my veins, please, if I had DNF'd these. I got this from one of my favorite booktubers of all time. Her name is Sarah Crowley. She did a little tier ranking. But yeah, by a thread, I think I'm gonna put it in ate this up but not gone tier. Like, I haven't thought twice necessarily, but anytime someone mentions Lucy Score, or anytime I like see this on someone's bookshelf, or someone just like passively mentions it, I'm like, oh my god, I actually really enjoyed that. I think I gave it like a 4 something. Like, I did really enjoy this book. Next we have Pucking Around by Emily Rath. This is a book that I did not know what I was getting into with this book. I literally just went on my library app and was like, okay, let's find a little romance, hockey romance, love a good hockey romance audiobook that I can just read while chilling at the beginning of the New Year's. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. Obviously it's a hockey romance, but it was like 18 hours, which is like 800, 900, it's long. It's really long. Let's just say a normal romance book time-wise is from like 9 to 12. This was 18. All I'm gonna say is there were 3 guys. Yeah, I'm gonna say should have DNF. I told my friend once I finally got to the point where I was like, wait, I don't know which guy it's gonna be, and then I realized. I was talking to my best friend and I was like, this is actually insane, and she was like, can you please continue this just to let me know how it goes? Literally just like the construction of the relationship. But yeah, I definitely should have DNF'd in like a world where I wasn't just like I want to know. Then we have my first 5-star of the year, I believe, and that is Iron Flame. Here's the thing with Iron Flame. I did give it a 5-star, but I low-key can't remember a lot of what happened in this one compared to Fourth Wing. So I think I'm gonna say ate this up but not gone tier. I have to say that. Next we have my next 5-star read, which I was honestly incredibly surprised by, and that is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This book actually is just the sweetest, most precious thing ever. It's like childhood friends to lovers. They meet when they're like 3 or something, and they stop talking. The guy moves away, and then he comes back, and like during the time that he left, like she stopped talking to him, and he comes back and he's this like moody broody guy. No one understands why he's changed, but he doesn't know why she stopped talking to him, and then there's a story about that. It's really heartbreaking. I would definitely read up on the trigger warnings, but it's just really sweet, and I think that this is gonna be the first inject it into my veins, please. Okay, can this doesn't wait, give me a second please. Okay, the next is the Cruel Prince trilogy as a whole. I'm not separating these books because frankly I don't remember what happened in each and every one of them, and I don't actually care about the series. I'm gonna say for the first one, maybe We Were Rooting for You, and then for the other 2, should have DNF'd. I'm just gonna straight put them in there. I think I gave them all like 3.5s because it's a fantasy. There were some elements that were like interesting and fun, but like did not care for the characters. I think there were a few parts that were fun, but overall just no. Okay, the next book is from one of my favorite universes of all time, which is the Grishaverse, and that is the very last book in that universe, and that is Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. If you guys have read Six of Crows, that duology, please read this duology, even if you don't want to read Shadow and Bone, because I love it. And we're gonna inject it into my veins, please. I'm doing this on my iPad instead of my laptop right now, so I can't really reach all of the levels at once, so I keep having to slide up and down, which I think is mildly annoying, but we move on. Then we have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I am in the teeny tiny minority that I'm not gonna say hates, strongly dislikes Throne of Glass. I will finish the series. I'm currently averaging 1 book a year. Read Throne of Glass in 2023, read Crown of Midnight literally January 2024. I just think nothing happens in these books. I just think nothing happens, and I don't care about the characters. I actually, you know what? I actually really love Chaol, which is everyone's least favorite character. So yeah, I will continue. I will be reading Assassin's Blade next. We will be getting a reading vlog on that, because I feel like maybe that could be a turning point for me liking the series, because it's a prequel. It gives us a lot more insight into our main character and why she is the way that she is. I'm gonna say we were rooting for you, because even though I talked to my friend who really likes the series and she was like, yeah, no, if you didn't like the first one, I don't think you'll like the second one either, I was still rooting for you because I do really want to love this series because everyone loves it. Okay, next is Shatter Me. Once again, we were rooting for you. Massive hype, massive love behind this dystopian YA series of like 10 books or something. I thought it was really boring. I just felt as if nothing really happened. The premise, while actually reading it, was kind of boring. It's about this girl who, like, everything that she touches dies. Actually really boring. There's like one person that she can touch and that's like her love interest. Don't care about either of them, actually. Low-key maybe should have DNF'd. We're not continuing the series. A Court of Frost and Starlight was a reread. We're just gonna put it in I'd recommend but haven't thought twice, which is exactly how I felt the first time. Like, it's a novella after the first original 3 books in the ACOTAR series. It's cute, it's fun, it's just like a little like Christmas, well, like their version of Christmassy vibe. I just had fun. I was just like in the middle of writing my essays for midterms and was like, what can I do? Let me just like listen to A Court of Frost and Starlight. Had a good time, would recommend. Then we have the Bromance Book Club. I don't remember too much about, but I just remember it was really cute. It's about this book club of guys, husbands, boyfriends, etc. that read, I think it's like Regency era romances specifically, to like better understand their partners and like what they can do for them, because they've all had like issues, etc, etc. They get recommended a book by the other guys that they think will like fit for their specific thing. I just thought it was really cute. I think the concept's really cute. I think I'll probably like end up reading the other books in the Interconnected series. I'd recommend but haven't thought twice. Like, she's precious. Then we have A House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Ooh, no, right there. Okay, love this, honestly. It is Sarah J. Maas's the last series that she's written so far. It is urban fantasy. I love it. I have to say, honestly, I think that this is most people's least favorite Sarah J. Maas. We read a lot of Sarah J. Maas this year. Well, like literally in just January, February, I read one from each series that she has. Personally, so far, my most favorite. I really like it. I think Bryce is really cool, really powerful, really great female main character. Most people hate her. Couldn't be me. Then we have The No-Show. I ate this book up. I wasn't expecting it. I love Beth O'Leary, and I have since I read The Flat Share like 2.5, 3 years ago. I thought it was amazing. I think her writing is so lovely. I think it's the kind of writing that I really enjoy in romances, which is the writing of like Emily Henry, Annabelle Monaghan, Abby Jimenez. It's just very much literary fiction with romance. It's definitely romance, but you're like centered around mainly one character, and basically the way that they are, it's very much a character study on that person and then like how they connect to different people in their life. And yes, like the main person that we're connecting them to is a romantic interest, but like they're very much literary fictions, and I think they're amazing. The No-Show so far, favorite Beth O'Leary, literally instant 5 stars. If it lets me inject this into my veins, then I'm gonna inject it into my veins. It's about this guy who stands up 3 dates all on Valentine's Day, I believe, and you just kind of figure out why and what happened, and it literally had me sobbing at the end. I literally have chills talking about it right now. I really want to reread it and like buy it. I read this on audiobook and I gave it 5 stars, which just shows. Literally amazing. I want to buy her and reread her for like Valentine's Day. It's amazing. Please, if there's one book that you get out of this, read The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. Then we have Thank You for Listening from Julia Whelan. This book is really cute and I liked it a lot. It's a literary fiction also with romance, which I would put this book up with like the Emily Henry's, Annabelle Monaghan, Beth O'Leary's in kind of vibe. Like, it's just really cute. So Julia Whelan is very well known in the audiobook industry. She narrates a lot of audiobooks. I think, did she narrate she narrated like one of the books that I read like before or after that or something, but she also narrated her own book, this one, Thank You for Listening, and I wanted to read it on audiobook because I thought it would be cute. It is so nice. It is about this audiobook narrator and she meets another audiobook narrator, and it's basically like about their world and like them getting together. I just thought it was really, really precious. I'm putting this straight into, no, ate this up, but not God tier. I just thought it was so precious. Okay, then we have The Wake Up Call by Beth O'Leary. Another Beth O'Leary, really precious. It's about two people who work together at a reception desk in like a little cute little hotel, kind of more like B&B vibes, and they're going under and they're trying to save it, and then they go off on like a little mission trying to like find these rings from the lost and found and like give them back to people, because like they just want to give them back to people, but also like the first ring that they gave back, I think they got like a monetary prize for, so like could help. I just thought it was really cute. I love Beth O'Leary. Ooh, we're gonna bring her up into ate this up but not God tier. Like, she ate, but she is no the no-show. Then we have Just for This Summer by Abby Jimenez. I love this book. This is my first ever Abby Jimenez read, and this came out in April, I believe, and I think I read it around like April, May. Just so heartwarming. I just expected Abby Jimenez to be like the other normal like rom-com authors. This hit so hard. Like, it's definitely like how I said, like Emily Henry, etc. So lovely. The way that she writes is so endearing. The way that she made these characters, specifically these two characters, I think I'll definitely enjoy her other books, but I think these two characters very much have like a special place in my heart. Emma and Justin, literally so amazing. I definitely see myself a lot in like both of them. It starts off really funny. I think I've heard that like all of her books start with like a funny little meet cute. This one starts with a "Am I the asshole?" like Reddit tweet, and like there's like responses going back and forth. It's so cute and funny, but also so emotional. I don't remember if I cried or if I was just like literally just like on the brink of tears for the last like 25%, but it was amazing. I love like kids in books. Yeah, that's all I have to say. It was so good. Honestly, I don't think I gave it a 5 stars, but the more I think about it, the more I want it injected into my veins. Then we have Powerful, which is the novella in the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts, which is a romantasy series that's like high stakes. The first one's like high stakes. There's trials and stuff. The other two, we've finished the trials. We've got other high stakes coming, which are they're going crazy, right? But this is the novella that follows the main character in the Powerful series, Peyton's best friend Adina. I love this book. I love Adina's character so much. I could understand why some people don't necessarily care for this book because it's unnecessary to the plot line. It's basically just there as like a little cute romance book on the side that's like, if you love this character, you will love this. And I loved it. I loved it so much. I ate this up. I ate this up. I'm not gonna have it injected into my veins because that space is held for Peyton from Powerless. I always looked it up. Powerless, Powerful, right? Okay, but it's actually so precious. It's more like a grumpy sunshine romance, and it's really bubbly and really sweet in comparison to the crazy hecticness that's happening with her best friend in these trials where she might die. I think it's like under 200 pages. Perfection. Read it. Then we have The Dixon Rule by L. Kennedy. This one I remember reading and I think I remember liking, but I don't think my rating was high, so I'm gonna just say I'd recommend but haven't thought twice. Like, nothing special. Then we have a very special, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is also up there with the Beth O'Leary, Emily Henry, Abby Jimenez, etc. Oh my god, this book is amazing. So Ashley Poston writes like a literary fiction romance with magical realism. And basically the magical realism within this book is that when you step into this apartment, it can go 7 years back or 7 years forwards in time, and you don't know how long you're gonna be there, when it's gonna take you back. It's basically just the magic of this apartment. It takes you when it wants to, when it feels right. I cannot remember the last time I read something so touching, so endearing. The quotes in this book, literally untouchable, 6 stars. She top 3 books of the year. Top 3 books of this year are actually like so untouchable. Read this, read this, read this, read The No Show, and there's one more coming. Incredible. Then we have My Oxford Year by Julia Whelan. Yes, so this is another book by Julia Whelan, which I really liked. It was sweet, it was cute. It's basically about this girl who goes for her master's, I believe, to Oxford for like literature. And it's sweet, it's cute, it's definitely emotional. I checked the trigger warnings maybe. Yeah, you know what, I'd recommend, but I haven't thought twice. Like, it was cute, I liked it, but like, I have thought twice about it, but I wouldn't say like ate this up, you know? But I have like very vivid memories of like the way that this book looked in my head when I was reading it, which like normally I have no clue how scenes are playing out. Then we have The Long Game by Elena Armas. I really remember enjoying this. I think she messes up something with some like PR marketing something, so she gets sent to help like manage this soccer team, but she's used to doing like professional soccer team management. She gets there and it's like a little girls like club or like rec team, and then it's a romance with the coach. It's really cute. Like I said, I love kids in books. I think they add so much. I think the way that they're so blunt and silly like always adds something funny to the romance. I liked it, I had fun. Definitely would recommend, but I haven't really thought twice about it. Then we have The Inheritance Games. DNF. Should have DNF'd. I know people love this series. I know people love The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I, in fact, didn't like either. I think The Naturals, personally, I'm a massive wimp and I get scared of everything. I think The Naturals was interesting. I just think it was, even though it was YA, too scary for me. Couldn't do it. But also there were certain things that I was just like not really connecting with her writing, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll like The Inheritance Games. People love this series. I found it really boring. I didn't really get a connection between any of the characters. I think the mystery plot line, it's kind of like a Knives Out thing. Like, this random girl gets the inheritance from this old rich dude, and like his entire family's trying to figure out why. I just thought it was really boring. I thought the mystery was just like whatever. I think the bits that they were adding in to try to keep the mystery going were just kind of shoved in to be shoved in. Then we have Set on You by Amy Lee. Also should have DNF'd. I just was like, okay, let me listen to a little romance. I'm bored, whatever. I think I was like playing Sudoku or something. Really bad, honestly. I just, whatever. Like, I think it was very much the writing and the connection. I think she was fine. I just think the writing was kind of... Then we have one of my top 3 books of the year, Same Time Next Summer. We're just gonna, we already know where this is going, come on. Injected into my veins. If I think truly, if I had to choose one of the books to inject into my veins, it would be Same Time Next Summer. I cannot stop thinking about this book. I am obsessed. It is just literally just 2 people who are me just combined. Like, so it's about Sam and Wyatt. Sam and Wyatt used to be together when they were like teenagers, and then she comes back to where their like little beach houses are right before she is gonna get married, and she's here with her fiance. It's just very apparent that like this fiance is not the person for her. It's very much this like ideal life that she had built up in her head, but it's not like her. I just think that like I've never read a character that is more me in a book, in like low-key the worst way possible. Like, every overthinking, anxious, obsessive compulsive thing that she does and says and thinks in this book is literally me in a nutshell. And I was sobbing, and I literally have chills like sobbing thinking about it right now, because this, ooh. There were some lines also that I was like, Wyatt, you are me. I can't specifically remember what, but like Sam is I. Take that as you will. Then we have Heartstopper. I reread the first volume, Heartstopper. I've read these literally like dozens of times at this point, so we're just gonna throw her straight into Inject Into My Veins. Cute little graphic novel series about two boys falling in love. I just think they're so cute. I just love them. Nick and Charlie, they have my heart. Then we have another Ashley Poston book, and that is a novel love story. I did actually enjoy a novel love story. I just think definitely at the beginning I was just expecting a lot more from it because of the 7-year slip, and then it took me a while to be like, okay, this is its own book. You don't have to love it as much as you love the 7-year slip. That's okay. Let's just think of it as its own book. I thought it was really cute. It's about this girl who falls into the town of her favorite ever series. It's basically like a small town romance book series, and she like falls into that, and then she has a romance with one of the characters, and honestly it's really, really cute. It's not as like emotional or as impactful, I feel, as the 7-year slip. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 4.25, 4.5. Like, it was really cute, so we're gonna say ate this up. You just definitely have to like separate it from the 7-year slip. Then we have Daydream by Hannah Grace. So Hannah Grace wrote Wildfire and Icebreaker. This book though, like, actually holds my heart so dearly. I actually really, really liked Icebreaker. I also liked Wildfire, but this book is so special. First of all, it was the character that I was like waiting for to come out with a book of their own, which is Henry. But on top of that, I just didn't expect it to be the level of like personality to me. Like, it was just so sweet to me. I know I'm literally just saying sweet over and over again because of the amount of freaking romance books that I read this year, but like, I thought it was so sweet. I loved it. I really appreciated reading a book from a character who's neurodivergent. I thought it was really, really interesting and like important to read about, because you just communicate in a very different way, and I love that they are very communicative. I think she like tutors him, she helps him out, and I just think it's so precious because, like, first of all, you have like that difference in the way that you learn and everything that neurodivergent people have, which I think is really cute, like the way that she brings in acts of service with that, but also just like their communication. I just really I don't know whether to put it into Injected Into My Veins or Ate This Up, because I really do really want to reread it. I think I'm gonna put it in Ate This Up for now, but my heart pours for this book. It was great. Then we have The Nanny by Laura Ferguson, which I think is a very 180 from some of the other books that I've been reading that I was like, they're sweet, they're cute. This is very sweet, but I think the premise of the plot is kind of more funny, kind of more like, okay, give me a second. So basically she gets a job to be a nanny for this guy, a live-in nanny, and they like kind of know each other already, and that is from her previous method of getting money through a paid online subscription service. I'm not saying it. I think it's really funny. I think the way that they like went about things once they like figured it out was honestly really cute. To be completely honest, I have to say I ate this up. I'd say she's like at the bottom of I ate this up, but she's definitely more than like I'd recommend but haven't thought twice. Then we have The Match by Sarah Adams. So basically she has epilepsy and she has a, what are they called, like a helper dog? I forgot the specific naming for it. She works for the service that has like dogs for help with like different kids and people with disabilities that need them. There's like a little girl who really wants one, and her dad is kind of against it. I don't really remember why. And the little girl has epilepsy too, and then they meet, and it's just like, it's really cute. So I'm gonna say I'd recommend but haven't thought twice. My camera light is blinking and I don't have a camera charger, so we're gonna like zoom through these last ones. Accidentally Amy, a Lynn Painter book. She accidentally says that she's Amy when she's picking up a coffee that is the same order as hers, but she can't wait for hers to come, and then they like, he has issues with lying, whatever. I'd recommend Haven't Thought Twice. Meet Me in the Margins. Honestly, don't remember reading this, nor did I like it. I think I rated it 3, would drop that to 2.5. I just thought it was kind of odd and there was no connection and the date wasn't really giving romance. Business Casual. She's a tattoo artist, small town. Don't really remember much, but I think I liked it. So we'll put her in recommend. Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. I'm also gonna put, I'd recommend but Haven't Thought Twice. Just like the Dixon Rule. I did like it more than the Dixon Rule. Also just another hockey romance. She's also a hockey player. It was cute. Then we have Swift and Saddled. Don't remember reading this, let me be completely honest. I think the Rebel Blue Ranch series is cute, fun, just like a little cowboy romance. Couldn't tell you who these two people are, but whatever. I had fun, I liked it. I think I gave it like 3 stars, but I don't remember it. Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I also don't remember at all. No, I don't remember this book. I remember reading it, I don't remember what it's about. Then we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. She was a reread. She's bloop, read into injected into my veins, please. Ooh, whoopsies. Love me Harry Potter. Then we have Check and Mate. We were rooting for you. You know what? Allie Hazelwood has had some books that I really enjoyed recently, some that I didn't. And I have to say the same for this, but this is her first YA. They're both really good chess players. I just thought it was kind of boring. Happily Never After. I'd recommend. I was definitely rooting for her to be better because it's a Lynn Painter book and I really like a lot of the Lynn Painter books that I've read. She wasn't bad, she was fun. He objected at her wedding, like she paid him to object at her wedding because she didn't want to get married to the guy that she's with. And then a little bit down the line, he asked her if she wants to join him in objecting at some weddings and whatever. Hopeless by Elsie Silver. Ooh, I just tried to remember what that was. Okay, I'd recommend but Haven't Thought Twice about was actually really good. Honestly, I think it's above a lot of the ones that I'd recommend in this like tier, but yeah, it's cute. He has trauma. He just came back from war. They get like fake engaged to like help her image because she's like from a family in the town that's not really loved. I like Chestnut Spring series. I think it's cute. Also really like Powerless. I think I liked it. You know what, I'm gonna put it maybe in Ate This Up. They are childhood friends. They've liked each other since like forever. Like first chapter, I think she like leaves her wedding, he helps her escape, whatever, they get together. There's like a lot of emotion. I thought it was really cute. The Fake Out. Ate This Up. Ate This Up. Hockey romance. Literally just a hockey romance, but oh my god, the characters. Please read this. Like it's so cute, so precious. I want to read the other books in this series. This is the second one. I haven't read the first one. Literally so good. I cannot stop thinking about this couple. I think they are so perfect for each other. I think they're so cute. Then we have this like Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Honestly, maybe I should have DNF'd. Like it is what it is. It's like a Hallmark movie but in a book. It's nothing special, cute, cozy. I just didn't really care for it even though I knew it wasn't gonna be. We're gonna have to go in with my phone for the end of this just because I don't have my camera battery charger here at my grandparents with me, so this is the only way that we're getting through this. Okay, now we can go, I guess, a little bit slower. Oh my god, I need to take a breath from talking so fast, trying to like get through that all. Next, we have Body Check by Elle Kennedy. Ooh, kind of trying to remember what this is. I liked it. We're gonna put her in I'd recommend but Haven't Thought Twice. I'm trying to like not get this confused with the Fake Out. Oh my god, it's the way I can't remember. I can't remember what happens in this book, but I did like it. It's a good hockey romance. It's not amazing, but it was good. Actually, so bad. Should I change it to do not remember reading? I just don't remember at all what happened. Like less than Meet Me in the Margins, Swift and Saddle, and Good Girl. Actually, no, Swift and Saddle, I don't remember anything, but Good Girl Complex. I'm so sorry. The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer. I'm gonna put that there for a sec while we talk about this. This is the same author as The Fake Out. I really like The Fake Out. I love the writing. This book, the beginning, was so slow for me. I did actually enjoy it by the end, so we will put it in I'd recommend but Haven't Thought Twice. Compared to the other Stephanie Archer book I read, it didn't hit the same level, especially from the beginning. She owns a bookstore. Well, her dad owns it, but she's literally working there 24/7. He hasn't stepped foot in it in years. It used to be her mom, but her mom passed, and he's like a surfer and he's trying to go pro, whatever. They meet because she wants to get out in like the dating world. She's like, okay, I'm about to turn 30. I feel like I haven't done enough with my life. Like, I want my mom to be proud of who I am right now, and I want to do some certain things for myself. And so he helps her like get some dates and stuff, and they end up falling for each other. It's really cute. I honestly did really enjoy it, especially at the end. The beginning was just like a touch slow. Then we have The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. This is my first ever Sarah Adams book, and I just expected it to be like any other little romance book, but honestly I thoroughly enjoyed this. They used to date in college. She is a sports manager, I think. He doesn't know that she's in that world, and he is I think he's a football player, because I think I would have remembered more if it was hockey. They haven't seen each other in years, and then she ends up representing him. She finds out that it's him like literally like an hour before their meeting. He doesn't know. Oh my god, this lighting is so bright right now. He doesn't want her representing him because he's still like really upset with her. She broke up with him kind of randomly, at least like he thinks it's random. She has her reason, and then like we worked through that, and like he kind of doesn't want to be around her because he's still in love with her, and she finds out she's still in love with him. And it's honestly really cute. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think the way that they communicate is really nice because they definitely didn't want to communicate, seeing as like, you know, they used to be together, and it's kind of like really awkward and like, shit, maybe we should like stop. But I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put, oh, honestly ate this up but not God tier. Like, I have thought about it. Then we have the next book, which I think needs some explaining. So this is Filthy Rich Fae by Geneva Lee. Basically, about 2 months ago, me and my friend went to a bookstore, and I got like 2 books in the Chestnut Spring series, Hopeless and Powerless, and then I got a Beth O'Leary book because it was like a 3 for £6, which is literally crazy. And she found this series called Filthy Rich Vampires, and it's like a 3-book little series, and she was like, you know what, I just want something fun, something silly, something stupid. She was currently reading Iron Flame, so she was like, I just need something like fast-paced and like stupid over the top of this like crazy like fantasy world. It was like a few weeks ago, I was like scrolling through my library app being like, what do I want to read? I had just finished The Rule Book, and I was like, honestly, I just kind of feel like something stupid, something la. And I saw that, and I didn't remember the author of hers. I didn't specifically remember the name of the book that she was reading, my friend, but I was like, wow, this cover looks exactly the same, but I know hers is about vampires and this one's about fae. And I sent a screenshot to her, and I was like, this is so funny. And she goes, oh my god, there's another one. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, it's the same author. So it's basically probably very similar books, just one's vampires, one's fae. And it's funny because like literally like 5 pages into this, they're like, yeah, vampires exist too, like in this world, so like maybe there'll be a crossover later. Also, I didn't know that it was a 3-book series when I started this, so the other books aren't out yet. The next book's in April. I actually low-key ate this up. It's really funny, really stupid, just like lightweight, haha. Well, okay, it's low-key not lightweight. Like, she enters a bargain. She is now trapped in this fae world with the male love interest because her brother was stupid and like did something, and like she's trying to like make this bargain to like let her brother out of his previous bargain with the guy. Can't remember either of their names. No, it was actually really fun. Like, crazy stuff happens at the end. I have to say, really fun. So I'm to my surprise gonna put this in I'd recommend, but I have thought twice, but I'm not putting it in ate this up. Then we have Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. So I was once again, after I finished Filthy Rich Fae, scrolling being like, I'm so sad that the next book isn't out, and I saw this and it was like TikTok sensation. I was like, okay, I don't have TikTok and I'm not really on like book talk anymore, but I was like, oh, interesting, like looks odd, like let me look into it. So basically I like can't without laughing. So this girl has very specific interests. This guy is like a TikTok thirst trapper, like for that specific thing, which is like wearing like a mask and like low-key being like serial killer. She used to like casually go out with his best friend and roommate, and she's like really tired one night, sends the guy like a screenshot of the male love interest's like TikTok and is like, oh my god, haha, like can you do this? And he's like, shit, like I haven't heard from you in months, like sorry, I'm in a relationship right now, like nah. And like he shows it to his best friend, which is the male love interest, and the guy is literally panicking. He's like, shit, that's me. And he met her like a year ago, like briefly, and like really liked her, thought she was really cute, really funny, whatever. And so he goes and like searches through all of his videos to see if she has like commented on any. It turns out she's commented on like every single one of them basically, and he's like, shit. And then one of them, she's like, oh my god, like I wish you would break into my house. And he's like, okay, like let me test out if she's being serious or not. So basically he breaks into her house while she's not there, while she's at work, because that makes it so much better, and like films a TikTok in there. And she's like, oh my god, that's my room. And so she's like freaking out, and like he starts texting her and like whatever. And it's actually like batshit crazy. Like check a trigger warning. There's something that happens later that I just want to like say because massive trigger warning, but also like it happens so down the line that it's like, that was a really long explanation. I just have to say, however crazy that was, they were really cute together, and I actually really enjoyed this, and I have to say I ate it up. I'm not sorry. Then we have Out on a Limb, very different vibe, very cute, heartwarming. Basically they meet at a Halloween party and they're both pirates. There's an accidental pregnancy. She like finally ends up telling him, and honestly they're just really cute. He is very sweet to her and like is really just trying to be there for her every step of the way. Like she doesn't make a lot of money, so she ends up moving in with him. They're so cute, and I would really highly recommend this book. I think it's precious. I think they're really cute together, and yeah, had a lot of fun reading it. Is really sweet. Last book of the year, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. You know what, not much to say about her. We're just gonna pop her right in next to her brother, the Sorcerer's Stone. We love her. The Chamber of Secrets is definitely an underrated Harry Potter book. She will still be injected into my veins. And those are all the books that I read this year. We definitely have a interesting variety. Yeah, honestly, looking at this, I'm like pleasantly surprised that I liked a lot more than I thought I did. So yeah, there were definitely some disappointments done at the end with our should have DNFs, our do not remember readings, and our we were rooting for you. But our I'd recommend but haven't thought twice were like really nice, really fun books that I read, even though it was like not necessarily the books that I feel like I normally gravitate towards, but I did have a fun time. I just feel like maybe for 2025, less audiobooks so I can remember, because some of these I'd recommend but haven't thought twice. I'm like, I remember the premise, I can't remember your name, I can't remember why I liked you, can't remember how you all got together, but but I'd recommend. So yeah, those are all of my books. One last final little go through. Those are the 50. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week. I've got a little reading vlog planned, a little first reading vlog of the year. So yeah, see y'all.